This is the only advice that I would give anyone who is struggling with trying to manage having a dream and having a job. My name is Alexis. I'm 32 years young, and I am currently on track of alignment of living my dream life or having that dream career, whatever you want it to be, or however it's supposed to be. I'm on track. I'm very clear and aligned, and I'm happy. So I'm here to share because that's what we're supposed to do. The first thing I'll say is let the job build the dream. So I was on the job for 8 years, and I was able to get a master's degree, bachelor's degree, two investment properties, and ultimately I left the job after that. When I met God, I knew exactly what I was supposed to do. I just didn't know how I was going to get there. So I trust God through that, and that's what going through the process. I say trust the process. That's what I did. So when I got there, I allowed the job to be a catalyst for the journey. Where am I supposed to be going and how I'm supposed to be getting there? That's where you trust God at. I just went with the flow. And I ended up with two investment properties and a master's and a bachelor's degree and a whole lot of knowledge and enlightenment moments, revelations, and just truly trusting the journey. If I say that again. Point number two, only quit the job if it's pushing you further away from the dream and it's not allowing you to skill stack, or you're not developing yourself as whatever you want to do. So for me, my bad. So for me, I have desires for creating a more sustainable platform for people who are struggling and people who are poor. And to do that, I needed to have more of a range of skills. Even though I feel I'm more of a visionary, I needed more skills and understanding of food, of doing that, and I wasn't getting that from my job. So ultimately I had to pivot, and that's when you do that, but you don't just pivot right away. The caveat here, just for some of us, is do it in a smart way. Allow the job to build that dream, and yeah, that window is very bright. Allow the job to build a dream, but once the job isn't supplying you after you already have put in sustainable practices such as emergency savings, invested saving. Once you have put in have a strategic exit plan, then you want to pivot to the industry that you're interested in, or develop those skills to go to that industry that you're interested in so that you can grow in that area that's closer to your dream, closer to your goal. And that's what I did, and it allowed me to, again, every step that I took along this journey, I was open to exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's exciting. The third thing is don't stop learning and being curious. And I say this because it's all a part of that self-discovery or figuring out what God wants you to do in your life. Reading, just being open to new experiences, being curious, and just looking at life as a wonder will allow for you to ultimately get in alignment. So for me, an example, I was in my bachelor's program, which honestly, in my opinion, it was just trash. It was a public safety administration, and I only took it because I was given some extra credits and I only had a couple more semesters to finish. And I thought, why not? So I finished it. However, even in that particular situation where I felt the degree was meaningless, I still took my time to read the required readings. I had this one community relations course. I read the required reading, which led me to a case study about this community psychologist and the work that they were doing in the community. And I was completely mind blown. I started to research community psychology, found that it was a degree in either FAMU or University of Miami. And I ultimately went to the master's program and my life was changed. I was able to start to research exactly what has been on my mind or that I was interested in and go through that ideation phase of figuring out the actual subject matter that I was interested in. So it was a beautiful process, and I account that to me just being open and curious on a journey instead of just being in the journey and not like accepting things as they come and embracing the mundane and just I feel like I said that over and over. But yeah, that's what helped me. So just be open and curious. So, in conclusion, we all know that this is a case study for my life, but using the principles, I still think they can be applicable to just about anyone. Allowing a job to fund your dream while on the job, provide some personal sustainability through investments, saving, and if that job isn't allowing for you to grow through the skills that you need to be aligned in your dream, pivot to a job, an industry that allows for you to grow in that area. Align yourself with God so that you can know your purpose. Be open and curious to all the possibilities that are there for you. Embrace the mundane. Just yeah. So I think all of those still apply. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next video.